Good afternoon, everybody. Um, it's been a minute since I've made an actual video, but I felt compelled to make one today based upon what I just saw. I am on my way home from work, and in front of me is a woman riding through a residential neighborhood, and she is allowing her daughter to hang out the back window of her car. Did you hear what it said? She is allowing her daughter to hang her whole body out of a moving vehicle as she's riding down the road. Y'all some punk parents. Yep. Y'all some punk parents. I'm gonna need y'all to do better, because allowing your child to ride down the road and do anything outside of your car, few things gonna happen. First and foremost, the child could fall out of the car and be run over by a car behind them. Secondly, if a cop sees this, you're gonna get a ticket. Thirdly, if DCF happens to get a hold of what happened, you could probably be in trouble with DCF or Department of Children and Families or whatever it's called in your area. But I'm not understanding why there are so many parents that have absolutely no control over their children, and you expect, or you don't understand why little pistol starter, little lump, little Becky Sue, why is she being suspended, or why are they in kindergarten and being expelled? All type of brands of foolishness. If they show this behavior at home, what makes you think they're going to be the model student at school? You have given them the green light to act like they have no sense. And this is how you know they have sense. Because you have people like me. When I see a child acting up, and I'm out somewhere and I see a child acting up, and I look at them like I want to send them back to their mother's womb and their mama can start over, they immediately stop. That lets you know they know better. Even better, when the parent sees my face at their child, they immediately gather up their child and tell them to stop, and they move on. Because you know your child is ridiculously off the chain. And y'all working my nerves, for real. You're working those parents that are true parents, that can look at a child from across an auditorium. If it's their child or any child that's with their child, and know that they will walk up on them. Y'all make it hard for us. You make it hard for us, and you make it hard for us to raise our children. Let me tell you why. Because when one of mine see one of yours acting that way, they don't understand why I'm so mean. They don't understand why. Well, gosh, mama, why you why are you making me do this and why are you making me do that? Because it builds character. Because it makes you a more responsible adult. Because you can't live with me past 18 and act like you don't know nothing. So aggravated right now. She had her child was hanging out the window. Her whole half of her body was hanging out of a moving vehicle. Y'all, I need y'all to do better. And I know this video ain't gonna make a world of difference to those of you that ain't gonna do no better. But for those of us that run their house as adults, as parents, because I promise you, I run my house. Me and my husband, we run our house. Ain't no child finna run my house. None of that. I will, listen, pull doors off the hinge with the door closed, kick the door in, all that type of. You're not gonna run my house. You're not going to run my house. Now, child, that's what I said. I know my mama's an English teacher and I should know better. I should know what to say. But y'all, you need to understand. Not now, child, that comes to my house gonna run my house. Because when their parent come back to pick them up, they don't look the same. Let me tell you something. Your children will be so glad to see you when they leave. Never land of Tammy. Your child will be so good at your house because all you have to do is say, do I need to call Miss Tammy over here? Because listen, I need y'all to do better with your kids. There's nothing wrong with disciplining your kids. There's nothing wrong with disciplining your kids. There's nothing wrong with disciplining your kids. Which one would you rather discipline them? You at home, where you know for a fact that if a teacher or an adult calls you and say, my child did so and so and so and so, you know your child. You know your child. You know what your child will and will not do. So certain things, you know for a fact, no, let me get the whole story of that. But for the majority of you, when the school call y'all and tell y'all child done did something, you know they did it. You know why? They doing it at the house. They're doing it at your house. They ain't got no respect for the fact that you're the parent and they're the child. They're doing these things at home. Because you let them do these things at home. Now, don't get me wrong. My children are basically good boys. But they do stuff. They do stuff at school that they atypically wouldn't do at home. Because, every child's going to test limits. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about those children that are testing limits. I'm talking about those children that are straight up bad. And it's not their fault that they bad. It's y'all fault. Y'all as parents, it's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. Y'all are the blame. You're the reason that your child has the issues that they have. Spare the rod, spoil the child. I promise all of you, the rod is not being spared in my house. Don't get it twisted. I love my boys. I love my sons to death. But I promise you, nothing I birth in the world gonna be disrespectful to me. Not gonna do it. Let me tell you something. I'm proudly be 47 years old this year. And me and my mama, we just became friends, what's the date? Yesterday. Just a few days ago, me and Rosemary just became friends. Well, I ain't friends with my children. I'm not friends with my children. You can be friends with your children all you want to. Yes, they are adults and we can have adult conversations and this, that, and this third. But there are some things you better not do in front of me. Because I ain't going to do it in front of my mama. I ain't going to do it in front of my grandma. I ain't going to do it in front of my aunties. No. Me and Rosemary just became friends yesterday. Come on, mom. Listen, y'all know Rosemary. Y'all know Rosemary's off the chain. Still, we just became friends. We just became friends. We've lost something as parents. We in general, not me personally, but as a whole, we've lost the concept of real parenting. Y'all better get yourselves together. These children gonna run y'all. These children run you. You can't reward these kids for bad behavior. You just can't. And it's not, when I have to discipline one of my boys, does it hurt? Yes. I don't want to discipline my boys. I want to give my boys the world. But I promise you, them grades ain't right. Your Christmas ain't right. Them grades ain't right. Your summer is not right. Them grades ain't right. Your birthday is the gift of life. Happy birthday. That's all you get. You don't get rewarded for just you went to school. No, absolutely not. Tighten up, parents. Because which would you rather happen? You tighten them up at home, or the cops tighten them up? Which would you want to happen? You tighten them up at home and you let them know this is what you can do, this is what you cannot do, because there are boundaries. Or you can let the law tell them you can spend why don't you go spend some time behind these bars and think about, you want to have your way all the time. That's what you do. If you think this is a game, if you think it's funny, if you think that these things are not real, pay attention to those of you that are real parents. Pay attention to these kids. Well, see, those of you that are real parents, y'all already know what I'm talking about. Y'all giving me all kind of high fives and amens and all of that. You parents that think, oh, she's being mean and she's this and she's that. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Because you need to do better. You want your children to be upstanding, responsible adults. Not these brats that think everything should be handed to them and they not have to work for nothing. And they're rewarded in spite of the things that they don't do. You don't do a good job, you don't get rewarded. Guess what? If you don't go to work, you don't get paid. So their job is to go to school. You don't do good in school, you don't get paid. You feel me? I'm just saying. Get your lives together, parents. They might be mad at you for a minute, but oh well. Mine can stay mad at me. Because when them other two get to be adults, they'll realize her and daddy was doing their job. They did what they were supposed to do. You can be mad, you can comment, whatever. But you know I'm telling the truth. Tighten up, parents. Tighten up, parents.